Imagine standing on a bridge so high that your brain refuses to believe the floor is real. The wind is pushing against your body. The structure beneath your feet begins to move. Below you, there is nothing but rock, water, ice, or a canyon so deep it makes your stomach drop before your eyes can even focus. Today we're counting down the top 9 bridges, so terrifying you would never cross them. Stay until number 1, because the final bridge is made of glass, and every step forces you to stare straight down into the void. Before we begin, tell us in the comments which scares you more: glass floors, swinging ropes, or bridges above deep canyons. Number 9. Capilano Suspension Bridge, Canada. This bridge looks peaceful from a distance, but the moment you step onto it, the forest starts moving beneath your feet. Deep in British Columbia, the Capilano Suspension Bridge stretches across a green canyon surrounded by towering evergreens. Mist hangs between the trees. The river below rushes through rocks like white smoke. Wooden planks lead forward into the forest, but the bridge does not feel still. It sways, it bounces, it reacts to every footstep. The Capilano Suspension Bridge crosses the Capilano River and has been a famous attraction for more than a century. It gives visitors a dramatic view of the forest canopy, the river below, and the steep canyon walls around them. But the fear comes from movement. Unlike a solid road bridge, this one feels alive. Every person walking across adds a small rhythm to the deck. The original bridge was built in 1889 using hemp ropes and cedar planks. Modern versions are much safer, but that history still adds to the feeling that you are stepping into an old test of nerve. Millions of visitors have crossed it, but many still freeze when the bridge starts moving. It shows that fear does not always need danger to be real. Sometimes the body reacts simply because the ground is no longer steady. And once the bridge begins to sway, your courage has to sway with it. But Capilano still gives you a forest beneath your feet. From Canada's misty forest, we travel to Northern Ireland. The next bridge takes you over an ocean cliff, where the wind and waves make every step feel personal. Number 8. Carrick-a-Rede Rope Bridge, Northern Ireland. This bridge is short, but for some people, it becomes the longest walk of their life. Carrick-a-Rede Rope Bridge hangs between the mainland cliffs and a tiny island off the rugged northern coast of Ireland. Below it, dark Atlantic waves crash against sharp rocks. The water churns. The wind is pushing sideways. The bridge shifts under your feet, like it is deciding whether to let you pass. The distance is not huge. The fear is. For more than 250 years, salmon fishermen used bridges in this location to reach Carrick-a-Rede Island. What began as a practical crossing became one of the most nerve-wracking tourist experiences in the region. The bridge is made from ropes and wooden planks, suspended about 30 meters above the water and rocks below. It is easy to say you are brave before the crossing. It is different when the bridge starts bouncing above the Atlantic. Some tourists who manage to cross to the island become too terrified to cross back, needing help or even rescue by boat. That detail tells you everything about the bridge's psychological power. For visitors, it becomes a confrontation with height, wind, and trust. The bridge connects land to island, but emotionally, it separates two versions of a person: the one who says they can cross, and the one who discovers whether that is true. But Carrick-a-Rede is terrifying because it feels fragile. The next bridge is terrifying because it looks like it is floating from a single point in the sky. From Ireland's rope bridge above the sea, we head to Malaysia. Number 7. Langkawi Sky Bridge, Malaysia. This bridge does not simply cross a gap, it curves through the air, held high above the jungle by a single massive pylon. At the top of Mount Machincang in Malaysia, the Langkawi Sky Bridge bends through the sky like a steel ribbon. Below it, rainforest drops into green depth. Farther away, the Andaman Sea glitters in the distance. The bridge is curved, open, and elevated, creating a strange feeling that you are not walking across a structure, but around the edge of the mountain itself. Langkawi Sky Bridge is a curved pedestrian bridge suspended high above sea level. Visitors reach it by cable car, then step onto a walkway that seems to float above the landscape. Its design makes the experience more dramatic because you cannot see the entire bridge from one angle. The curve slowly reveals the crossing as you move. The source highlights one of its most unsettling features. The entire structure is supported by a single massive pylon. For visitors, that creates a strange mental tension. You can see the engineering. You can know it is designed to stand. But your body still asks one question: is one support really enough? For Malaysia, the bridge became a symbol of tourism and daring modern design. For visitors, it becomes a test of trust in engineering. People come for the view, but they remember the feeling of walking on a curve suspended above rainforest air. But Langkawi is elegant and engineered for spectacle. The next bridge stretches so long that fear does not hit once. It follows you for hundreds of meters. From Malaysia's curved sky bridge, we travel to the Czech Republic. Number 6, Sky Bridge 721, Czech Republic. This bridge is so long that by the time fear arrives, you are still nowhere near the other side. Sky Bridge 721 stretches between two mountain ridges like a thin line drawn across open air. The path is narrow. The valley below is quiet and deep. When mist rolls in, the far end can almost disappear, leaving visitors walking into a gray void. You step forward. The bridge continues. You step again. It still continues. Sky Bridge 721 in the Dolní Morava region of the Czech Republic is known for its incredible length. As its name suggests, it spans 721 meters, making it one of the longest pedestrian suspension bridges in the world. It is not only the height that challenges people, it is the duration. You have to keep walking long after your nerves start asking you to stop. The bridge is only about 1.2 meters wide, which means the walkway can feel tight and exposed. It hangs around 95 meters above the valley, and every subtle movement reminds you that you are suspended between mountains. For someone with vertigo, this is not a quick scare. It is a long negotiation with fear. Sky Bridge 721 turned a mountain landscape into a psychological endurance test. It attracts people who want to say they crossed one of the longest suspended pedestrian walkways on Earth. But at the midpoint, the achievement may not feel exciting. It may feel like survival. But Sky Bridge 721 terrifies through length. The next bridge terrifies through thin air, ice, and the brutal cold of the Alps. From the Czech mountains, we climb higher into Switzerland. Number 5, Titlis Cliffwalk, Switzerland. This bridge is so high in the Alps that the air itself feels like part of the danger. The Titlis Cliffwalk hangs beside Mount Titlis, surrounded by snow, glaciers, clouds, and freezing wind. The walkway is narrow and metallic, with a mesh-like surface beneath your boots. Around you, the world is white and sharp. On a clear day, the mountain view is breathtaking. In clouds, it feels like stepping into emptiness. The Titlis Cliff Walk is one of Europe's highest suspension bridges. It sits around 3,000 meters above sea level and crosses a high alpine gap with a dramatic drop below. Its purpose is not just to move people from one point to another. It creates a controlled confrontation with altitude, exposure, and mountain weather. The source describes the drop beneath it as about 500 meters. The bridge is designed to withstand heavy snow and strong alpine conditions, but when the wind moves through and the walkway bounces under your feet, engineering facts become hard to remember. Your brain knows it is safe. Your instincts disagree. For tourists, Titlis Cliff Walk offers one of the most dramatic viewpoints in the Swiss Alps. But it also shows how modern tourism turns extreme environments into experiences people can walk through. The mountain does not become less dangerous. The bridge simply gives humans a thin path across it. But Titlis surrounds you with ice and clouds. The next bridge hangs over a glacier lake, and it exists because the world beneath it is changing. From Mount Titlis, we move to another Swiss Alpine crossing, one built after a glacier retreated and left humans with a terrifying gap to cross. If you had to cross one of these so far, would you choose the rope bridge over the Atlantic, the curved bridge above Malaysia, the long Czech sky bridge, or the icy Swiss cliff walk? Drop your answer before we reach number 1. Number 4. Trift Bridge, Switzerland. This bridge does not just cross a valley, it crosses a warning from a disappearing glacier. The Trift Bridge stretches above turquoise glacial water in the Swiss Alps. The lake below looks cold, silent, and unreal. Around it, cliffs rise, waterfalls echo, and the wind moves across the open space. At the center, the bridge feels light, too light. It sways above the landscape like a line drawn in the air. The Trift Bridge was built after the Trift Glacier retreated so much that access to the mountain hut became difficult. The changing glacier transformed the terrain, and humans responded by building a suspension bridge across the gap. That makes this bridge both terrifying and meaningful. It is an engineering solution to a changing Alpine world. The source describes it as about 170 meters long and around 100 meters above the water, built in a style inspired by Nepalese rope bridges. It is known for swaying, especially when wind moves through the glacier valley. The fear here is not only height, it is instability. Your feet are moving, the bridge is moving, the air is moving. Everything feels temporary. For hikers, the Trift Bridge opens access to a spectacular part of the Alps, but it also tells a larger human story. Landscapes are changing, glaciers are retreating, and infrastructure must adapt to terrain that no longer behaves the way it once did. Crossing it feels like walking over evidence of a vanishing world. But Trift Bridge gives you beauty with fear. The next bridge gives you raw canyon height, nearly 300 meters above a river in Colorado. From Switzerland's glacial landscape, we cross the Atlantic to the United States. Number 3. Royal Gorge Bridge, USA. For decades, this bridge held the title of the highest bridge in the world, and one look down explains why people still hesitate. The Royal Gorge Bridge stretches across a deep canyon in Colorado, with the Arkansas River far below. The canyon walls drop sharply. The bridge deck runs across open air, supported by tall steel towers and cables. From the middle, the river looks like a thin silver thread. People on the ground become dots, and the scale of the gorge makes the human body feel small. The Royal Gorge Bridge is one of the most famous high suspension bridges in the United States. It was completed in 1929 and became a major attraction because of its incredible height and dramatic location. Crossing it is not only about walking across a bridge, it is about standing nearly 300 meters above a canyon floor. The source notes the bridge is around 956 feet above the Arkansas River and has wooden planks across its deck. Even though the structure is engineered and maintained, the combination of height, wind, and visible drop makes the crossing feel intense. The terrifying detail is simple. The bridge is high enough that your mind struggles to measure the fall. The Royal Gorge Bridge became a symbol of American engineering ambition and adventure tourism. Visitors do not come only to get to the other side. They come to feel the height, to test themselves, and to stand where fear becomes physical. Some people make it across easily, others turn back after only a few steps. But Royal Gorge is terrifying because of height. The next bridge is terrifying because it looks like it should have collapsed a long time ago. From Colorado's massive canyon, we travel to northern Pakistan. Number 2. Hussaini Suspension Bridge, Pakistan. This bridge does not hide its danger. The gaps between the planks show it to you with every step. In the Gilgit-Baltistan region of northern Pakistan, the Hussaini Suspension Bridge crosses rough, icy water in a remote mountain landscape. Wooden planks are unevenly spaced, some are missing entirely. Ropes and cables twist along the sides while the wind pushes the bridge into motion. The walkway is not smooth, it is broken rhythm. Wood, gap, wood, gap. And beneath each gap, the river moves fast. The Hussaini Suspension Bridge is one of the most frightening rope bridges in the world. In remote mountain regions, bridges like this are not just tourist thrills. They are necessary crossings for local people trying to move between communities separated by rivers, valleys, and rough terrain. That is what makes it different. For visitors, it is fear. For locals, it can be daily life. The source describes many missing planks, rotting wood, loose ropes, strong mountain winds, and rushing water below. There are no luxury safety features here, no polished steel platform, no wide tourist deck, no glass barrier. Just cables, old wood, wind, and balance. One wrong step is not just embarrassing, it could be catastrophic. The bridge shows the difference between modern infrastructure and survival infrastructure. In some parts of the world, people still cross bridges that would terrify outsiders because the alternative is isolation. That reality gives Hussaini its emotional weight. It is not a theme park. It is a reminder that courage is sometimes forced by necessity. But Hussaini terrifies because the bridge looks broken. Number 1 terrifies for the opposite reason. It is modern, beautiful, engineered, and designed to make your fear impossible to ignore. For number 1, we return to China. Number 1 is the Zhangjiajie glass bridge in China, a bridge so terrifying that the floor itself becomes the enemy. High above the Zhangjiajie Grand Canyon in Hunan province, a long glass walkway stretches between two cliffs. Beneath your shoes, the floor is transparent. You look down, and the world drops away. There is no wooden plank to comfort you, no solid asphalt, no visual trick that lets your brain pretend the canyon is not there. Just glass, air, rock, and a fall so deep that your body reacts before your mind can calculate it. The Zhangjiajie glass bridge was built as a tourist attraction and engineering spectacle. But the real genius of this bridge is psychological. Most bridges help you cross fear by hiding it. Zhangjiajie does the opposite. It removes the illusion. Every step becomes a confrontation with height. Every glance downward reminds you that your life is being supported by transparent material your instincts were never trained to trust. The bridge may be engineered for safety, but fear is ancient, and this bridge speaks directly to it. According to the source, the bridge uses triple-layered tempered glass panels, and engineers even demonstrated its strength by allowing people to strike the glass with sledgehammers and by driving a vehicle across it. But none of that matters when you are standing in the middle. Even worse, the source mentions cracking glass visual effects installed on panels, designed to make the experience even more terrifying. Imagine already forcing yourself to walk across glass hundreds of meters above a canyon, and then the floor appears to crack beneath your feet. That is engineered panic. Zhangjiajie matters because it represents a new kind of bridge. It is built to create an emotional experience. It shows how modern engineering can do something strange, not simply reduce danger, but simulate it. It knows that seeing the drop is sometimes worse than the drop itself. That is why Zhangjiajie earns number 1. Because the scariest bridge is not always the one that looks weakest. Sometimes it is the one that shows you exactly what you are trusting. And when you stand in the middle, the bridge asks one brutal question. Are you afraid of falling? Or are you afraid of seeing that nothing was ever beneath you? The most terrifying bridges on Earth are not all terrifying in the same way. From the forest of Capilano to the transparent terror of Zhangjiajie, these bridges remind us that crossing a gap is never just physical. Sometimes the challenge is entirely mental. Which bridge made your stomach drop the most? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoy documentary-style rankings, subscribe for more. In the next video, we'll explore the most terrifying roads humans still travel every day.